Welcome back to the NECC. We took a little bit of time off for spring break, but now we are back for the Legends Finals. I am Lightrose, joining me is Jazzman, and we come to you with the best of the best in NECC, the Legends Division. It is sure to be a good time.
And some could say the best of Collegiate R6 in general. I mean, Collegiate is a wide competition in Rainbow Six. There's tons of leagues and there's tons of action always going on. I even played in the on a team, so lots of teams playing R6 now. So to be a top player on the top league like this is definitely good. So very excited for this. It is our Legends Finals, so pretty important game here. And I'm wondering if this is going to be the way that I think it's going to be, a one-sided blowout, or if this is going to be a lot closer. Maybe I should subvert my expectations.
Yeah, one of these teams being Oklahoma Christian, and I've had the opportunity to cast them a bunch with Happy. I think you also had the opportunity to do so as well. So if you have tuned in, these names really shouldn't be that surprising to you. But when it comes to their record over the entire season, it hasn't been the best. They're 3-4. Their losses come from Fisher, UCF, UND, and probably the most pertinent to the game tonight, they went 0-2 against OSU Scarlet, only winning 3 rounds. Remember, it is a best of 5 tonight, so they're going to have to put up a hell of a lot more if they want to win.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that Oklahoma are going to have to worry, Oklahoma Christian are going to have to worry about the longevity factor, which is something that OSU Scarlet have tons of experience with. TOSU has been playing at LAN events that have been hosted with tons of matches every single day, where they have to wake up early in the morning and grind all the time. It's tough. It really is. And there's a resiliency that, you kind of build. And I'm wondering if OC Esports are going to be able to have that resiliency against TOSU, who are a very strong roster, and that doesn't really need to be said.
Yeah, but I mean, what more can be said about this OSU squad? These names are even escape some of the collegiate sphere. I mean, if we're talking way back when they played in SCS under collegiate connoisseurs, Arno, Mustard, and Deson were great gunners among that, and they transfer that on over to collegiate, and they have been a powerhouse, and it's going to take a lot for Oklahoma Christian to really topple the giant of tonight.
OSU Scarlet, TOSU, one of the best when it comes to Skyscraper. And that's what I'm going to be looking for here. You can only ban 4 maps in a best-of-3 format, and they pick Sky? Wait, what? There's 2 Skyscrapers. Okay, so then they pick Sky, and then they pick Sky again. Heard it. Understood.
So
deduce
what it is.
Not only do TOSU get to play their best map, they get to play it twice. Isn't that incredible, V?
I have bad news, Adam. It's Cafe. That's
not bad news.
That is our decider. But I think the Skyscraper being picked by OC is probably the bigger deal. But a lot of times in a best of 5, you've already got your what can be considered auto bans out of the way, because most of the teams will just take like 2 maps off of the board, and so then you just kind of have to deal with the scraps. A best of 5 is about seeing who is the best, when a lot of times you're going to be shown at your weakest, the maps that you are not that good at. But it seems like picking Skyscraper first, they've decided that they really want to get it out of the way, and especially because we had, I believe, ban, pick. It's just the way that the entire graphic is labeled. We shuffled it around so it was easier. So OC definitely wanted to go here. No doubt about that, but we'll have to see if it is a mistake or if they will catch OSU completely off guard.
Yeah, regardless of what it is, and I'm going to kind of go for the benefit of the doubt and assume that, this was them picking it, like you said, because they really want to get it out of the way first, and that does make sense. The only issue is that obviously that means that you're going to be playing OSU maps back-to-back, so there's a very good chance that you could start 0-2 in this series if you're not able to play on Chalet confidently, but that's the thing. This could be a Chalet map, so we'll have to see, but we're not going to Chalet first. We're going to hit Skyscraper, which is obviously a pick by OC, but a worrying sign for the beginning of this series, as TSU Charlotte are going on to Sky, a map that they are pretty familiar on. They get to play defense first because OC Esports picked the map.
Yeah, you mentioned that it may be a little bit one-sided, and I think on paper it does look like that from OSU. They've got the names, they've got the record, they've got the better round differential maps. Everything, when you look at statistics, favors OSU in tonight's engagement, but that is just on paper. When things are put down on the line, things can change, and we'll see if OC Esports can be the one to step up to the plate. Going through our bans to begin with, it's an OSA ban, not too crazy, especially if you're trying to attack that karaoke T side. There is no Monty ban, however, which might make it easier if some teams do want to squeeze an extendable shield through that doorway on T karaoke, but I think right now it's just setting up how these teams want to play so far.
I don't know if I'm being nitpicky here, but I am interested in the Cade Thatcher. Ban's coming out from OC Esports. Cade is obviously a very powerful operator to take off the board, and I think that the Thatcher ban could make sense. But the one thing about Skyscraper is you kind of try to play to waste time because it's a very small map. So whatever positions you have to play them as aggressively as possible, and you have to make the best of them. And Thatcher being banned is only going to make this attack a lot slower because you're going to have to deal with maybe a Mute Jammer or Bandit. Those could be alternatives depending on if they bring them or not. And even more concerning is you have Arno and Mozzie as well to deny intel. You're not going to have anything like a Thatcher to deal with stuff like that. So I'm very curious how they're going to work around this and if they're even going to be going there, because it looks like with the Monty, it'll be a top black push and they may not even have to worry about walls like, well, karaoke, which lead to the outside and are usually covered by Bandit batteries.
Going through the preliminary setup so far, nothing too crazy. You do have the ACOG on, well, mine, the ACOG on Frost that most recently got added, which I assure you got so much better for OSU, who are already a very good fragging team, and if you give them that ACOG, they are really going to shut you down. But OC Esports, they're starting on the attack. They get all the ACOGs they want. We'll see how they use it as they set themselves up for a little bit of a smoke and shield push. You've got the Monty, you've got that Sens along with the Ying, and most of it does indicate that they're going to push through that black door, which I actually talked about in that ban phase. But OSU are setting up under that really could throw a wrench in things.
Yeah, you're going to see Sadex positioned outside karaoke. You have a Lion, and then you have the Monty and probably Code Z going over towards top black side. They're going to throw the Sens wall across black so they can cross the staircase. They're going to use Sadex to get control of karaoke, and that's where they want to get the plant down. And they might start with a rogue pool. Mustard down below inside a restaurant spotted out, not only on drone, but also by a player on the black rappel. Just wasting a bit of time, and OSU Scarlet, in all honesty, are kind of extended over towards this office portion of the map. If Mustard is able to get intel that there is a push coming here and comment to his team, that could be really good, or even a pick possibly. Dusty looking for him there, but Mustard instead falls first, and that's the first death of the Legends Finals, but Arno is immediately there for the trade.
It was a good play there by OC, able to take down Mustard, but not accounting for Arno really might hurt them. Because I think the way that OC Esports are trying to go for this push, having Dusty downstairs with that skeleton key shotgun just would have made everything so much better. Not only do you lose the bucket, you also still have Arno underneath, but Grey Drone's great pinching coming there from OC. This is a great first round. If you're wanting to get the rock rolling down the hill, this is a great way to do that. You can see Monty getting set up outside, pushing through that black door. There's only the 3 inside of the actual site that you're going to have to deal with, and you have the time to deal with them. About a minute and 15 seconds. So much utility, so many guns. You just have to not take too much time.
One thing about this setup by OSU Scarlet is that it's very open. Tons of walls there. Kitagod goes down on top black, making this an even man count, but he's relatively safe. If there's a cross available, it could be a res. Stalled out so far is OC Esports. They had a plan, and it's stalled at the moment. C4 ripped, and that's the last C4, and the last actual piece of utility that could directly deal with the Monty on Drolas. So that could be troubling signs here as he gets into possibly confrontations inside of the site as he wants to go for that plant, but there's 37 seconds left. Eson has a possible flank set up as well, and this is just taking too much time. Something has to give here. Finally, the Monty going to start to walk in to B. The Senswall covering Servant here. He'll try and maybe peek out with Reddick. Reddick just runs by, but it's a Monty. He can't kill him. Servant dies to Code Z, and the execute goes oh so well. Deson goes down next, and it's just Reddick. 1 versus 4. The newest player to this team, and he's made quite an impact. But I'm not sure what he can do in this scenario. Stuck behind a Senswall. Stuck behind Le Rock in a hard place. Code Z just takes him down. And OC Esports already making me... Wow, Code Z. Code Z not looking at his screen. But that's okay, because he actually had a very stellar round there. And so did OC Esports.
I believe technically there also was the ROU smoke in the way. The final kill cam just
didn't see it.
Yeah, no, it just didn't show up for some reason. I don't know, graphical bug, whatever. It just happens sometimes. But really? I think talking about the entire round for OC Esports, I mentioned during it, that's what you want to happen. It is clean, it is clinical, they take care of the roamers, and they do end up trading one person out and have to throw one player down there. It can get a little hairy depending on whether OSU is ready for the pinch, ready for the roam clear. But in that specific instance, they weren't, and it just goes swimmingly for this OC Esports team. And I wonder whether or not throughout the entirety of the match, if OSU is going to start to adapt, if their roam really gets shut down, or are they going to play a little bit more reserved, a little bit more closer to sight, or just try to play a little bit around each other. I know we saw that from Arno and Deson, but I'd like to see like that triple combo if you're going to have all offside, because it can be a great way to keep OC on their feet.
Yeah, and I mean, I was kind of expecting that this attack was going to stall out to infinity, but absolutely did not. My expectations are a little bit changed now. But sights changed as well. Lots of change. And TSU Scarlet, I think, have actually opted not to play over towards Gold side, and instead are going to be holding quite passively inside of Office. But so far, I mean, this has just been a really good game from OSU Scarlet. One thing that we can take away from their lineup currently into this current round is that they have like 3 traps, 2 traps. Do you consider Malusi a trap? I would consider Malusi like crowd control. Is that a term that we use? Do we use crowd control?
I think it's what they use in the like operator descriptions. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like the new stuff. Yeah, we should start using that more often. It's like, so professional.
Well, it's what we already refer to them most of the time. It's just sometimes they get into little niche territory where you wouldn't expect them to be described that way. It's more to help new players, I think, at the end of the day. We already know what the operators do. We know what they can do. And so far, it's not Malusi in this specific instance. It's actually Servant who finds a kill almost opposite of the previous round. Arno falls, and now it seemed like OC might have had their foot back in the round, but OSU right back at it. They end up at a 4-3 man advantage.
At the very least, you still have Code Z doing a pretty good job downstairs, but he might meet his match as Deson's playing aggressive inside of Pantry. Now going to start to back away as I say that. The office wall is soft. And that could be a potential opening, but there's no soft destruction, and that's problematic. Even if Kittagod wanted to open this wall, he might not be able to. The run out now there, Kittagod can't react there because he's putting his gun down, or putting his cam down, raising his gun up, and they've recently changed the timing of that, so it's slower. Now a nice shot from Deson, puts it at 1 versus 4, and it looks even worse for Ware here. Code Z, he's a great player, and he's actually showed up so far in the beginning of this early game. How can he do it in a 1 versus 4? Well, he does claim Deson. Might not be able to get the second. Mustard instead right behind him. That's a pretty good response from OSU, who just switched sites and decide that we're gonna do something a little different, and it works out perfect.
That's pretty much an expectation of what I expected to happen in that first round, for OSU to really get on the offensive and take these gunfights, because in a vacuum, most of the time, OSU are going to be better than their opponents at these gunfights. In that first round, we saw droning, we saw pinches. That's what worked for OC Esports. And I think in that second round, it fell apart just a little bit. And OSU, they were able to take advantage of that. Like I said, be on the aggression, keep that up, and it made it so that OC Esports really did not get anything done besides that 1 kill onto Arno. So we might be in for a little bit of a game Depends on if we're going to go back and forth, or at one of these rounds, somebody is going to find just a little bit of momentum as we head back over to the first site that we ended on. Karaoke, very similar setup from the side of OC Esports. How will OSU respond to that?
Attackers must locate and
Actually,
defuse a bomb.
all 5 operators, literally the exact same. And
Defender has been discovered.
obviously with that being nothing different, that might mean that, you know, it could be more readable from TOSU. You see they're kind of just going for the same setup regardless. They're going to be playing over towards that office side and have Deson a little bit down, I guess by himself. Mustard actually on the Solus this time around, so they have switched up with that. They're going to get a little bit more intel denial so Mustard doesn't get picked off super early. And as a matter of fact, that is a great start. Sadex was pressuring so heavily on Repel on the first round, and now he will be a non-factor as he is taken out first by Servant.
Adaptation seems to be the name of the game in these first 3 rounds so far, especially for the roamers on the side of OSU. Seems Kita God's a little prep knowing that someone is in the area, but not exactly sure where, and Mustard ends up running directly into the line of sight of Dusty. There's that pinch that I talked about that OC so far are really good at. And Drolis, instead of going through that black door, actually hops in the bathroom trying to help with the roamers. Servant has to back off. And meanwhile, off screen, it's Arno for 2. The flank completely shuts down the push. Diffuser is dropped, and now Code Z, scratch that, Kita God is all alone on the outside.
Why is Arno? Why is he out there? You know, I know that a lot of people say that TOSU, you know, like, oh, they have an ego. Honestly, it's grown on me. I think it's hilarious. They just like run outside. You'll just see Arno fly out of like the 3rd story of a, wow, that's a nice shot. You'll see Arno fly out the 3rd story of a building and just like be fine and then just get like shot by bugs. Like, yeah, that's pretty much every OSU game. It's really funny, but yeah, that was very clinical from OSU Scarlet. And you could see just how much extra resistance they put on that buck. As soon as they identified that what they were going for was a very similar setup by the Ying on the windows, by the buck down below, they immediately jumped on that and they decided that we were going to kind of just attack them and turn this around. They contested black heavily with the Maestro, and they also had a player playing inside of the black stairs itself that they could not or did not have any utility to clear him out with. No nades, no anything. They have so much utility focused on that quick execute, even with the Lion. I think Lion... Oh, gosh. They changed the nades around so much. Does Lion have nades anymore? Am I tweaking? No, yes, he does, but he doesn't have EMPs. That's what it was. Okay. Well, good, chat. I figured it out. But... yeah, just nothing to clear black, and it made it super tough because there's pretty much just 3 people hovering around black the entirety of the round from OSU Scarlet, and just completely decimated OCs as they made their push downstairs. But now it'll be a tertiary bomb site pick for TOSU Scarlet.
So now we have seen the change come from OSU. What's the change going to be from OC? Because, you tried the same thing last round. It got shut down. I think that is Servant's 3rd time spawn peeking and getting a kill from it. Man, that first round really was just like this shining beacon of hope. And ever since then, like Servant and Arno, these have just put the jaws around that. Absolutely clamped it shut. And now OSU, they did have a 2-man advantage. Code Z is able to get a bit of a refrag. So it's not all doom and gloom, but not really the start you want, especially you lose your thermite.
That is a very, very tough challenge to have to go through, especially considering Dusty has flashes instead of hard breach. So there is simply no way to open any wall. Thankfully for OC Esports, and I would say thankfully if it wasn't them being down in a 4 versus 3, they can still get into this bomb site. It is the tertiary bomb site for a reason. One of the weaknesses of this bomb site is that there are so many ways to be in that site. There's so many ways to go in. You can go from black, you can go from bathroom, you can jump into stage, you can go into pantry, above, wave stairs. Like, I mean, you can just attack that site from anywhere. So it's winnable. Arno, this could be a potential pick. Dusty now walking in. They have him trapped inside a dragon! but Mustard hits those. And unfortunately, sometimes you just can't teach that. 2 versus 4, now a 1 versus 4, as Arno's left all alone. Code Z been great so far, but he won't be great enough to stop Servin from below. The OSU Scarlet, indomitable right now.
That double peak was brutal.
Yeah.
Man got put through the contraption right there, trying to keep both the crosshair on both sides. One person like fake peeks, which causes the other person to peek. You saw the panic happen from OC, and I think that's encompassing the entire map so far. Is OSU have just been running them through the ringer. Spawn peek 1 round, spawn peek another round, spawn peek 3 times in a round, different spots, different players, and it has caught OC every single time. They've never been able to actually put together a push because they've always been at least 1 person down, if not 2, for the entirety of rounds 3 through, or like 2 through 4. It is hard to get anything going when you have a member taken from you. It's hard to say that that is the bar, and it's just don't get spawned because we're very early in the game. But so far, that is the trend happening. I don't think it's going to be stopping. You see that giant hole in the wall. Arno checking cams will probably run out, and I think I definitely will be proved right. But OC Esports, they just got to get their feet on the ground to start off with.
That's right. Sometimes you just got to reset the mental. It's a new site. It's a new opportunity. Obviously, OC Esports failed to attack this bomb site, so they're going to have to maybe think of something else, and that's the one thing I'm worried about is that adaptability. Arno, oh my goodness!
God.
Oh my goodness! He's gotten both. I don't know if he is aware of it, and he will end up reinforcing the wall, so no kill confirmed on
Get the
Sadex.
thermite.
That is, wait, is he going to fake the reinforce? That would have been so cool if he did that. I've seen people do that before, but Redick is here still.
Oh my god.
This is so dangerous. This is why you don't bring OSU Scarlet to this map. They are so confident. They will play it like monkeys. C4 ripped. It's a little too far. I think it flew past Dusty. And they'll reinforce the next wall inside of Small. He fakes it. There it is. He faked the reinforcement. Oh my god. 200 IQ. I love you, Redick. What a kill. Servin onto Drolas, and it's just looking worse for OCE. What can they do as TOSU are ripping them to shreds? Deson is outside. They're literally, they're doing a challenge or something. They're trying to run out of every single doorway or window that is available on this map. I think that they are
Are there
done.
4 people? Are they all outside?
Sadex is, excuse my profanity. Sadex is in the shits right now.
What
Arno claims Code Z with a red dot and 16 bullets. And Sadex has 20 HP because of the early gunfight that he took. We'll take down Arno. You know what? Yeah, V. Let's just analyze. I feel like there's really not much to take away from what's happening right now.
There's not. There's no color here. It is.
Yeah, I really wish there was a color commentator here to help me analyze the what's going on in the round.
This is like the type of play that you expect at like a 5-0 on like map 2. Not you're up 3-1 on map 1 of a best of 5. Just the fact that you have players, like 3 players all running out. Arno gets a kill outside all the way over by the ventilation units.
Attackers need to locate
I
and defuse
genuinely
any
don't
bombs they can.
know what I can say, because I don't think there's anything that can be said, because OSU are just running around, shooting their guns, and making fools of OC Esports, and it's gonna be hard to change that in this map alone. I think you can definitely reset the mental, go on to another map, and try your luck again. But this one, oh, OSU just have OC Esports in a little bit of a stranglehold, and I think that last round really just was the cherry on top of all that.
Fortunately, we are witnessing kind of the repercussions of a, I wouldn't say a poor ban phase, but simply just a larger map pool for one of these teams. Because not only after this do we have Skyscraper,
No.
or not only do we have Skyscraper, ooh!
Thank you.
Arno actually doesn't get away with it. He nearly did. Dusty. That's a really good kill to get, and obviously very low after that. But that is still a kill. But what I'm very concerned about is that this is the exact same push, and OSU Scarlet may read into it. Servin is outside dueling with, I believe, the Sens, actually, and that's another kill for OSC Esports. They're starting to pick up some momentum here, believe it or not. There's another player waiting for the run out there. It's
Stop!
He actually backs up. But yeah, I mean, this Skyscraper is the map that they banned. Dusty crosses into bathroom. He's very low. Deson could easily win this fight, and Mustard takes down Code Z, who is the player sitting nearby. So this Buck could be all alone right now.
I feel like I'm losing my mind just a little bit. Because it is just the same thing over and over again. And OC Esports definitely have ran into it a little bit. They stopped the tidal wave of OSU that was coming your way. But as you can see, it's 3-3. Things aren't that much better. You still have the player over in Black Stairs with that F-Not mine, and Drolis can't do much because there's no player behind the Monty itself. I mean, Reddit could actually get some help and maybe try to take down the Monty, but you can hear the swing coming on in. There is a little bit of assistance. Of course, Reddit still gets the kill. And it seems like OC Esports' chances may have gone down the toilet.
Willis can't even hip fire here. He just has to sit and watch because he is defenseless. Shield rework isn't going to be good enough for that. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but this is just the result of a bad game plan. The map ban phase was not well thought out. Not only do you have Skyscraper, but you have Chalet after this. And in previous games between these two teams, Chalet went 2-7 in favor of TOSU. Skyscraper went 1-7. That's bad news. And those are your first two maps. So OC Esports set up these bans so that they could be pretty much down 2 maps and come back for 3. And that's a very harsh game plan. So if OC Esports are able to keep their mental in a straight line, they're able to stay on the same page somehow through two grueling maps in which TOSU Scarlet are very well versed, then maybe OC Esports stand a chance. But where my doubts start to creep in is TOSU Scarlet are one of the best momentum-based collegiate teams that I know. They will grab that momentum from you, and they will never give it back sometimes. They can late game scale you to the end of the game. So you absolutely must find a way to stop them. And that map 3 is going to be so critical to how this game may go, depending on how it may go. But still on map 1, 5-1 for OSU Scarlet. They get their start on attack, and they only need 2 to win this game, or to win this map.
Now, the worst thing in the world for OC Esports, I mean, obviously we're in a defender-sided meta. The changes to the defense hasn't come exactly yet, so we still could see that very powerful players in play. I mean, Nizami obviously had those changes, but she is still all prowling around this office along with Codes on that Fenrir. Both of them are really angling to get that first kill. Despite the fact that OC were able to get a couple of that in the previous one, they didn't exactly get much headway off of it, and I think they're trying to improve upon that. Good shot by Kitagon, takes out Arno, who clearly is the big man with the target on his back, but getting much more than that is going to be difficult.
SC already going to start to feel pressure inside of Museum as well. He's gone. Code Z gets the trade. Drolis falls next. 3v3. It's all quiet. As every single player on OC Esports has retreated to the bomb site, and every single player on TSU Scarlet is on the other side of the map. Full office control established by TOSU Scarlet. They'll start to make their way over towards Drum. That is their weakness right now. If Deson gets intel here, there's nobody that's going to stop him except for Kitagon nearby, who will actually now start to fill this position. ACOG in hand. Should just hold this angle, in all honesty. No one from TOSU Scarlet approaching him from wave stairs. Kitagon will back away from the Grim. Minute 20 though, and stalling out so far.
B's doing their job there, though. Unfortunate part of this is you lost your ace in all of that. So you can't really go through that basic area. You're going to have to push through Drum or go through Code, who is the man to watch right now. Has, I think, 2 more kills than the entirety of the rest of OC Esports. So he is the one trying to put this team over the finish line, and he's going to have to add 2 more kills onto that. It's going to be Reddick and Servin. They have both LMGs that they can fire away as long as they want. And they've got time to drone it on out around 30 seconds. Don't have too much utility to actually get codes out of where he's hiding.
Servant also got a triple kill in this round, so he's feeling himself on this LMG, and that's Reddick. I mean, that is the problem with TOSU Scarlet, is they love these LMGs, and with the rework, oh my goodness. That's a 6th round, and that means that we are on match point, and that means that OC Esports could be doomed to repeat history, as they have lost to OSU Scarlet 7-1 before on this very map. So there's definitely going to be quite an air of lost confidence for OC Esports if TOSU Scarlet get away with this victory as quickly as they did. But we'll have to see, because obviously there is still Office. Not going to opt to go for Karaoke T again, which honestly surprises me because that round was extremely close. Thanks pretty much only to Code Z in some cases, but I don't know if the change is enough. Maybe it could shift their momentum. Maybe it's a reset. We'll have to see, because they're going to need a lot of... a reset could do them good. We'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean, you saw the defending round. Everybody saw the defending round. I don't think we have to explain anything to people at home. Gonna come from Cozy. It's gonna come from that roam, probably, because that is where they kind of got their start. I mean, they did a decent job taking away resources and a little bit of time over by that office when they were in the Karaoke Bomb site previously. And you can see them extending over a little bit to that first floor, but also to the other side of that map to Karaoke T. Great shot by Kitagod. Down goes Mustard, and even though D-Son is going to try to hop in, maybe get that early refrag, it doesn't happen. You get one, dash away. That's a freebie for OC.
Great pick by Kitagod, and he's going to now back up. And OC Esports get a much-needed start now. Where you need to be careful is OSU Scarlet. They don't stop whenever they lose a player. They immediately get back onto that push. So they are looking for that trade, as most teams do. I think about it. Well, there's good teams. I'll say good teams. I think OSU Scarlet are a good team. Proven that. They are man down. Arno waiting just around the corner for Dusty. 64 bullets, and all he has to hit is one. Chances are high to win that gunfight, but it'll back up instead, as OSU Scarlet are kind of just stalling right now. Rather, the players outside are stalling, as the rest of OSU Scarlet are starting to push in. Arno inside of Geisha, sprinting with that LMG, and Kitagod's there to meet him. Wave stairs, though. Up comes D-Son. He claims that trade, but it's too dead thanks to Kitagod. OC Esports have a man advantage.
Sprinting with LMGs is something you definitely don't want to do, because LMGs, they've gotten that ADS nerf compared to ARs, and if you're sprinting, just make things worse. D-Son is going to try to go for that Fenrir, gets that headshot, and now OSU, they have that advantage, and the LMGs just better in this specific instance. Reddick looks to their left, and it is OSU clean as ever. 7-1, exactly the same as when they played during the regular season. And can this get any better for OSU?
Definitely stings. Still got potentially 4 maps to go. Although,
yeah,
not likely. Maybe we'll have to see. I'm not gonna say anything. I just think that, you know, I don't think that this is a bad team thing, and I don't think this is a bad player thing. I think obviously in terms of mechanical skill, we saw it. Kitagod, and the Code Z. I mean, they had stellar rounds, but I'm concerned. We'll talk about it later, though. We'll talk about it after a short, teeny little break as we get ready for map 2. Chalet is up next, and that could be concerning, but we'll have to see.
I need a scarecrow after what you did, 'cause all of the birds know that I'm almost dead. I'm barely breathing, I'm barely awake. You left me in pieces, there's no more to break. not in this century. Don't wake me up, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. You're just a memory on my lips, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. I need an angel after what you did, 'cause you were the devil, you messed with my head. You lied to my mother, you lied to my friends. You said that you'd be there, but this never ends. Don't wake me up, not in this century. Don't wake me up, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. You're just a memory on my lips, 'cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. 'Cause you're just a ghost inside my head. You're just a ghost, you're never there. You're just a memory on my lips. You're just a ghost inside my head. Oh, you're just a ghost inside my head.
Hello, everybody. welcome back to map number 2 of NECC Legends Finals. If you missed map 1, I don't blame you. So, map number 2 is going to be Chalet, and I brought up a little bit of a concern, V, and I'm sure you can explain it better than, well, not better than I can, because I'm the best, but if you'd like.
Of course. I mean, it is that OSU, it's their map pick. Chalet is pretty much the second OSU map pick because they are very good at Skyscraper, and it showed. And if we get anything similar to that, it's going to be complete destruction. The last time these two teams played, map 1 was on Skyscraper. It was a 7-1 map, or I guess map 2 was on Skyscraper. Map 1 was Chalet. That was a 7-2. All of it towards OSU. And OC really got to pick it up here if they want to have any shot at turning this thing around. Otherwise, they are going to have to go back to back to back on Bank, Clubhouse, and Cafe.
That's right. And that is going to be a very difficult task, I'm sure, as you know. So, the hopes are obviously that Chalet goes just a little bit better, but in previous results, it has proven otherwise. So there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done for OCE. This is not going to be an easy map for them. OSU Scarlet, this is their map pick, which is obviously very concerning, considering the fact that we just saw OCE's pick, and we kind of discussed how we thought that might have went already in the past, and it's kind of just came down to the fact that their OCE Sports map pool seems to be a little bit smaller than TOSU.
I mean, it's not surprising. You talked about how big OSU's map pool is, how many events they go to. They've been doing this a while. Sure. I mean, we don't have as many records as OCE Sports. We don't have too much of them. And I think that's the only thing we really can compare, knowing what we know and not knowing what we don't know. That's a very basic statement, but I think it tracks. We know so much about OSU, and that's why we're so confident in them. As we get through that ban phase, nothing looks crazy, honestly.
Still not sure how much of a fan I am of OCE Sports banning the Thatcher. Actually, as a matter of fact, on Chalet, I am much less of a fan of the Thatcher ban. I'm assuming a Cade is next. And one thing that OCE Sports absolutely struggled on, not only against TOSU Scarlet, but the last time I casted them was their adaptability was second to none. Or sorry, like as in it didn't exist. I'm sorry, second to none would have been nice, but no. They pretty much just do the same thing all the time. I think there's some adaptability available on their defense, but that's kind of the bare minimum, I would say, because it's way easier to adapt in your defenses. Just change your setup on attack. Same operators every round. Now we have the same bans. We're on a map that's OSU Scarlets. I'm not very confident right now in OCE Sports' ability to carry out Chalet. I'm gonna have to see something different from them this map or the next, because there's something's fishy. I don't know. I don't trust it. I don't know. Chalet's bad. Chalet's gonna be a very, very rough map if OC Sports can't find something.
Yeah, I mean, they get to start in the defense. I think that's the only positive to it. And I talked about how we're still in a little bit of a defensive meta, and it was probably the closest that OCE Sports have been to winning a round. And a lot of it came down to Code Z, just how good at fragging they were comparative to the rest of their team. It's like putting all your eggs into one basket. And OSU just have baskets of eggs. That's literally all they have. That's why they were able to dominate OCE Sports in the previous map. Speaking of OSU, they are bringing a blitz in that first round with the new changes. It seems that Arno might hop through the bathroom window, and we might be in for an extremely chaotic round. We definitely are.
Fast Arno. Back turned is Sadex, and that just allows Arno to gun him down. Dusty's there for the trade. Kinnegod takes down the blitz. That's a big threat. Eliminated. Dusty now going to retake Piano, but he will fail. Code Z making his way over. Jolas potentially with a flank. They might be able to pinch TOSU Scarlet, but as things begin to slow down, a 4 versus 3. TOSU Scarlet have control, but they're starting to lose bodies. Reddick dives behind the shotgun. He's dodging everything, and he wins that! Unbelievable! A 3 versus 3 now. Servant outside the site with diffuser in hand. He claims Kidda got through the wall. Now making his way into closet. May opt to take the fight. Dusty inside a piano claims him. It's Code Z and Dusty in a 2-on-2. Mustard and Reddick are low. There is a Finka boost available, and Dusty may get aggressive here as he potentially looks to vault down Owl. Super shorty in hand. They have the intel. This could be a play that works. Reddick making his way over towards Solar, but so far it's oddly quiet.
Had a very chaotic early round, which leaves us with pretty silent mid game. Still a minute 15, 2v2. Dusty, Mustard, and Reddick are on pretty low HP. They're gonna stay there with no more Finka boosts. Code Z could actually get his team first round win, maybe set themselves up for success, but if you remember, they did win the first round in the previous map and then proceeded to lose 7 in a row. Obviously, you gotta start somewhere, and it has to start with the players, but that's gonna be a difficult task, but Code Z seems up for that task.
1v2. Reddick, half HP. Kiba staring him down the face. No ash charges. Kind of low on bullets, so he can't even fight the Kiba. Code Z will use that to his advantage. Claim his second kill of this round. I'm not getting my hopes up just yet, but that is a start for OC Esports on this map of Chalet. The rush kind of stalled out. And once Arno lost his life inside a bathroom, you kind of saw that push went a little bit south. Even though they were pretty much right outside the bomb site, unfortunately, they just weren't able to get that case down, which ended up costing them.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Kind of funny
bomb.
because the previous round started with a great clear by OC Esports. It's probably what you want to see from a team, and then absolutely nothing happened. And that round on Chalet was, you can't even really track it. It's not something you can expect as a defense, yet they're still able to take it, and they have the exact same results as before. It shows you that sometimes it's not about how you get there, it's about those results. And that's all that OC Esports cares at this point in the game. They need to put rounds up against their opponent, stop them from really running them over like OSU clearly want to. So you can see how many times they were able to run out and were willing to just throw their life away at the potential of getting a kill. But
Wow.
Dusty gives Servin a little bullet and a little bit of his own medicine.
It's a good start there. Servant taken down. A key player for OSU at times. Very powerful, very potent, but very much dead in this second round. Reddick next. It could be down. The front hopping in the window? Play there was not, I would say not the play, but Arno's now in. This could be something, but there is a Fenrir mine looking right at him. He's now stuck inside of bar. Code Z with 2, and OC Esports, they're about to double their rounds.
All right, I think we've got to put away the rush stratful. It's 2 for 2. That it has not gone well. And that one went even worse than the previous round. You didn't even get off the launch pad on that one. So OC Esports, you're right. They doubled their round count. They have at least matched the amount of rounds that they were able to get in the regular season. And with OSU only having 0 rounds, surely, you gotta get something more. Because right now, Code Z still seems as hot as ever. Dusty joining him as well. So now you've got both of those in play. But what happens when OSU turns down the silly meter, stops running the blitz, actually plays like you would expect them to? Are we going to have an equal match, or is it OSU? They've stolen the time that OC had in the spotlight away from them, and they're ready to reclaim their own map pick.
I think that you brought out a great point a round ago where you kind of mentioned how OC Esports have been kind of fighting for scraps. And I've been really watching because that's kind of not what you want. right now, especially in the current game state, because OC Esports are in a position where winning this map would be a Christmas miracle and would probably set them up very well to potentially put this into an actual series, considering the fact that not only is this, but they just lost brutally on their own. And they have lost brutally to OSU Scarlet on this very map. Is OC Esports molding around the OSU Scarlet? That is the question. Or are they going to be suddenly changed once they realize that the OSU Scarlet aren't bringing the blitz this time?
Arno.
Attackers have dropped.
Yeah. Arno is 0-3 so far. Same with Mustard. It's very atypical of what you usually expect. Yes, Arno was on blitz. I think maybe we gotta take that into factor, but starting off with a complete goose egg on the board to begin with is not really gonna help you out. And it's gonna take a little bit longer to get even started, as Reddick just holding the angle.
Recovered the bomb defused.
Very risky, especially as the ace, but I think for OSU Scarlet, they're gonna have to take their time, something they're really not used to. You can see with their very high-paced, quick executions, they're gonna have to go through this piece by piece and get rid of everything they want. And now they lose Mustard. That's another player who will end up killless for another round.
OSU Scarlet will at the very most start to make pressure in this master bedroom side, but Cozy is still above. Servan claiming a second kill of this map. And at good timing, Kitagod rather, going down. Servan now spotting Cozy and confirming that the castle is sitting behind the closet. He'll switch though and target D-Sun instead, and it works wonders for him, as that's a 4v2. Servan very much heard. Cozy knows he's here, but unfortunately Cozy doesn't swing, even with shotgun in hand. 3 versus 2 though, still Reddick and Servan. I mean, they did it on Skyscraper. Who's to say that they can't do it again? There's 40 seconds left. Time is absolutely a factor right now. Dusty, Drolos, and Sadex are nowhere near the top floor. They are sitting patiently, waiting for OSU Scarlet, knowing exactly where OSU Scarlet are. Servan now starts to make his way down. Reddick spotted out, taken down to very low HP. Dusty swings onto Servan, and it's just down to Reddick, but through the holes, it's Dusty. Respawn. That's 3 rounds. And that's more than they got last time on Chalet against the OSU Scarlet. Some hope, maybe.
And that's the first round you can really say that OSU definitely tried. They didn't run the blitz. They didn't do a rush. It was OC Esports. Gun up, C4 up. They were ready for what was coming their way. And 3-0 is very impressive, coming off of a brutal 7-1 loss on their own map pick. They've got to start on the defense and try to get things done. And already, they have shut down OSU about as much as you can. 5 rounds over... 5 kills over 3 rounds. It's very, very unusual to see from this team. I just think that they haven't set themselves up. They're still in that mindset that they put themselves in for the first 2 rounds to go, try to get these picks, and even still in the Skyscraper, which is kind of the exact same thing. I've got to break from that because OC Esports have adapted to a degree, something we did not see on Skyscraper, and it's lovely to see because, you know, as quick as like 7-1, 7-2, 7-1 would be, we all go to bed, night-night, it's kind of boring. And to see OC Esports put up a little bit of a fight adds that spice that I think everybody's looking for.
Aiden, we were kind of headed towards that direction of this one's already over. Doom and gloom. Say goodbye, no chance, 100% not happening.
A bomb has been located.
To a little bit of an air of confidence. I think Chalet is not the map that we expected OC Esports to kind of start to show a little bit of their prowess. It might have been map 3 where that started to happen. They're starting to show some early signs of momentum. Obviously, hopes are that they aren't going to slow down. Bison outside the bomb site now. Position inside of Solar and Reddick. Sorry, and Stadex. Taken down first. Not dead just yet. Arno spotted by a beeper sitting inside of Fireplace. And it's Servan to confirm the kill onto Sadex. Code Z might be next. 5-1. Not the best player on this team on this map, but he was on the last one. God taken down. Dusty dead too, and Arno wants him to know that he's dead. Drolas and Code Z now left all alone. Plants going down, and Drolas with the no C4 in hand. Can't do a damn thing about it. Code Z is the only one inside the bomb site, and with little to no HP. Drolas is unfortunately forced to go on a side quest, it seems, up the blue stairs. Isan taken down by the forces that be. And Arno. Same things. And, well, you speak good about them, and then all of a sudden they just lose around. Whatever.
It's not too surprising. It had to happen. I mean, I couldn't have been like, oh, no, guys, next round. OSU's gonna hype thing up. You have no idea, because I would just receive, why are you so biased? Why are you biased, Castor?
Biased Castor.
In my idea, because, I mean, OSU Esports were playing very well in those previous 3 rounds, but it would be crazy for OSU to not get anything going throughout the entire map, and finally they're able to string a couple of kills along, get the surprise factor that they really rely on, that sometimes can come to hurt them, like we saw in those first 3 rounds. But when you get the kill onto Sadix, get that down, and it just starts to snowball. It's what we saw on Skyscraper, and I don't think it's going to be as huge because we've only got 2 more rounds until we swap sides. Well, of course, we know how much OSU loves their runouts and their spawn peaks. OSU Esports have clearly made a name for themselves, getting 1 more round than they did the last time these 2 teams played on this map, and 2 more on Skyscraper, so already they're doing much better.
Three rounds better. I guess 2, technically. 2-round difference. But yeah, all the while, that was a very dominant round by TOSU, so I am looking at OC Esports and wondering what their response is going to be. Kind of what we've seen out of OC Esports is, yes, very skilled, but at times not very flexible, not very adaptable. It kind of hurts. They don't stretch out and try and actually find a way to maybe change something. They could get injured, and Sadex, it's a little bit worse than an injury. Instant death, straight to the head, bullet from Ash. Dusty is trying to maybe find that refrag with Code Z upstairs, but Code Z nearly eats it. And that is an opening engagement for TOSU Scarlet, which will turn into momentum sooner rather than later. Dusty taking out Mustard. Arno's good for 2 with the LMG. Code Z and Kitagod, both players sitting inside a library, dead. Now Arno above, but he hasn't cleared out Dusty, and Drolas taking down Reddick. It's a 2 versus 2. Servant starting to make his way over into games, and Dusty might be a little too late. Actually, he's coming up blue. The impact is thrown, and it actually gets him. What? Oh, they trade, and it's Drolas and Deson. A 1 versus 1. I thought the impact wasn't the play, but I mean, he got his trade, so what am I to say?
Attackers
1 more Kawan Hive for Deson, and it might land right into Drolas' lap. It does. Now Drolas spotted. Could have asked for a better Grim B there. But in the meantime, Deson fighting for the Fenrir, but through the wall. Drolas reads him like a book and closes a chapter on this half, as that is a guaranteed win for OC Esports on this first half.
Wow. A great little play there as well. I think this game, if the previous one was Code Z, this one is Dusty. 2 kills per round so far, already hitting double digits, and only having 2 deaths to boot. I mean, this is OC Esports map so far. And clearly with OSU putting everything they can into it, I know that Mustard really has yet to get things going. You could say the same for all of OSU, only having 1 round count to their name. This is a very different map than what we saw, and it's great to see some of these players get their fire back. See Drolas get that kill through the wall. See Dusty get 10 kills. And yes, Sadex and Kita, they've only got 1. I think they're more on that soft support role. And I think if those sides swap, you could start to feel that. You could say the same on the side of OSU. I mean, Reddick and Mustard, they've got 1 kill combined. But nobody's perfect in this engagement. So far, OC Esports have done enough.
Kind of a interesting perspective we're looking at this game from now, because it's TOSU Scarlet who are struggling and they're behind, and they're actually the ones that aren't adapting now. Seems like pretty much the same game plan for them is kind of just run and gun. At some point it will work. That's kind of just the way it goes. But if OC Esports can survive, if they don't get aggressive and give up picks, that is the key strategy for OC Esports to succeed. That is one thing that TOSU Scarlet absolutely can do when you least expect it, is get a pick off and make you think you're safe when you're not. You absolutely, if you are a solo player not playing with anybody else, you cannot be putting yourself in a situation where your gunfight is unwinnable, because you'll be costing yourself. There's Mustard already taking down Dusty, and that's a pick, and now TOSU Scarlet will work off of that Drolos trapped inside of Trophy, but he manages to cross Servant onto Sadex. He might find a set, nearly does, but instead Drolos gets him. Deson, however, immediately in with the response. Now a 4 versus 2 as Code Z and Key to God. You definitely want Code Z in this situation, but he's not in it anymore. Key to God's left by himself. He hops Owl, and TOSU Scarlet will manage to claim another attacking round for OC Esports. Flowers for winning the half, but that round was very much a statement by TOSU Scarlet going into the second.
Yeah, a statement has been made, but we really saw OSU. They were so comfortable on the defense, and they've got to be. They're down 2 rounds, and they have to win 5 if they want to end this before overtime and keep OC from guaranteeing a map 4. And I think for OSU, you talked about their ego a little bit at the end of the first map. Surely their egos would be just a little bit bruised if they lost him.
Let me be clear real quick. I said that I enjoy watching the ego.
No. I'm just saying they like, you've got that ego.
I just want to I'm saving face here. Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this thing.
I don't want to get an angry letter or something.
See, I'm doing this thing where I relate to something that was previously said in the broadcast.
Oh yeah,
and then bring it up as a current point. It's super cool.
That's
but
boring.
Like I was saying,
oh my
OSU
God.
definitely don't want to die. That is the OSU that we know and love and saw in map 1. Codes is dead, and it was only in the first 5 to 10 seconds of the round, and both Servin and Arno are looking for more.
Jeez, man. Already a rough start for the attack. When OSU Scarlet get around, it can turn into a very hefty advantage. Arno outside, taking a fight against Dusty. Dusty's a little bit wiser to those. 11 kills on the board for him, single-handedly keeping OCE in this game. Unfortunately, it was the same position that OC Esports found themselves in last game, except it was Code Z instead. And that's what I mean. I don't want to see OC Esports survive here. They've still got a best of 5 ahead of them. If your strategy is to survive, you're setting yourself up to failure. We'll have to see if they can, though.
It's never the mindset you want to be in as a competitor, especially in the grand finals. There's nowhere to survive after this.
Reloading.
Servant. Good pick from Kittigod. Kittigod. He hasn't been having a stellar chalet. But yeah, no. Not a good mindset. And I'm not going to pin that mindset on OC Esports. Obviously, we can't know what they're thinking. I don't know how that works. But from what we can see, I'll give it to OC Esports, though. Phenomenal chalet so far. Phenomenal start. And they're on man advantage now. Only problem now is that wall denial. Kittigod! He doesn't know how important his life is there. Living was very important. He's got burn. He even has a thermite charge. Yeah, you still have the ace alive, but you need bodies in this situation. Deson with a DMR could cut down your entire team. The wall finally opens. Wine is the access point for OC Esports, but the freeze, the tuber are going to be used to slow down OC Esports. Outside of red, 40 seconds left. Mustard still with a C4 in hand. That's the only piece of utility left for OSU Scarlet to work off of, except for maybe a Malusi Banshee. Could be still active. 3 seconds. Mustard above. Huge position for Mustard. Pretty much should be able to guarantee a kill. But no! No way! Dusty wins that! Going up above! Hedagod's dead. Pace is retrieved.
Remaining.
But a 3 versus 2. Still sitting outside the site. You had to get rid of Reddick here. It's a triple.
Oh no.
What's happening? Dusty is walking down blue, and Sadex dies. How does that happen? OCE. That one is going to hurt.
Oh,
for a while.
No. Had everything. It was all clicking into place. Just didn't come to fruition. I think that's a lot of times what happened. Oh, excuse me. What happens with some of these OCE sports plays that look like a positive result can come at the end of it. There were a couple of that on Skyscraper, and I think that's pretty emblematic of what we've seen on Chalet. And if you're an OCE sports fan, something you do not want to see throughout the entirety of this match. Especially considering how OSU are going to keep applying that pressure, keep doing those spawn peaks, and I wouldn't be surprised if they up that pressure that they put on you, because that is where they thrive. And OCE Sports may have missed out on an opportunity to increase their lead, and if the trend continues, potentially dash any chance at overtime, because now, instead of having that 3-round gap, they've got 1 round, and OSU are starting to get that momentum, and you talked about how good they are when they get that momentum.
The early signs are no spawn peeking library. Not spotted out, not spotting out anyone. Break glass maybe to waste time. And OCE Sports on this attack only have a Hibana. What the hell? Oh, why is that? Did OSU reinforce the library hatches? Griffin! Observe library hatch, please.
I would like, usually you don't reinforce. I don't know. We're going to see. They don't reinforce. Yeah, usually it's not reinforced. So
yeah. So why is
it's
there
not too
no-
much of a surprise to me.
Well, like, why is there a Hibana then? Maybe for stock?
I mean,
maybe
here's the
you
thing.
could-
I think it's never
It's valid
wrong
on
to
this
bring
site.
some form
Yeah, of
of
course.
cartridge.
Of course, that's a good kill. Servant dead. But yeah, no, I agree. Actually, you know, I can see Hibana on this map. I can see Hibana on Chalet. On this site specifically. I don't think I see it anywhere else, but Cozy. Dead. The broken record. Next dead. The a broken record.
Yeah. I think still seeing just a lot of one-on-ones, back and forth. It's less about stringing together a lot of very good plays in key situations, and just hoping that OCE Sports can win their ones. I mean, we saw that earlier from Dusty. It's not going to happen with Drolless, and now it's a 4v2. And if anyone drops from that balcony, if Kita God just tries to peek big window, it is done so. But Dusty will not die and will not let OCE Sports flounder in this game. Eventually will go down, but 14 kills so far. He is trying his ass off. Jasmine.
Pretty sure I saw teabag there from Arno as well. From the heavens, Reddick just brimstone ults Kitagod. Not looking good here, folks. OCE Sports on the timeout now, equalized on man count with TOSU. And usually you'd think that they'd be happy about that, but in this case, absolutely not. OCE Sports. You know, I don't know why I was half expecting us to go to comms there, and we were gonna like listen into like.
You think we've got that?
I was about to stop talking because I was like instinctively I was like, all right.
They got rid of that on the NAL because all the casters, or not the casters, all the coaches were complaining because they're getting their strats, their precious strats, and I'm sure that OCE Sports, they don't want to reveal their top secret fortified bunker level strat.
Right. Bunker? Is there a bunker on this map?
No, like you got
Oh, bunker.
you've got the strats in a bunker.
Yeah. Like a bunker strat. Sure. Like, what the heck? Oregon? Really? We're in Oregon? Oh well. Timeout done. OC Esports had a lot of time to kind of just work on pretty much anything. I think that, once again, we have to really be looking at how OC Esports are playing this game and how this game feels like for them, because honestly, it feels like they're wearing 20-pound weights around their ankles. It just feels like this game is super difficult to win at times. Even if they're able to get an advantage, it's immediately taken away. Odds, they constantly have to try and adapt and improve, but the adaptation part has been missing so far. We didn't see it on Skyscraper. And I recall in the last series that OC Esports played against TOSU Scarlet, this was their exact same problem on every single map. No matter what map they picked, they would not adapt, regardless of anything. Bank? Nope. Skyscraper? No. What I'm hoping
10 seconds.
is that we go to maps which are familiar with, that's happening, and we see a turnaround in momentum, or OC Esports can dig deep and really challenge themselves and find a way to win on this attack. It's 4-4. It's all even. It's a full reset for both of these teams, and Arno's already looking to make things a little bit more difficult, cracking that gaming room window. The drone has spotted. Hidakot has no idea, and Arno froze. This is ridiculous. I'm really stressed out right now. No one's dead though. And OC Esports. What the heck?
I love how there's just like this tension that's there in the in like the first 30 seconds when you've got 3 OSU players going for spawn peaks, and somehow OC Esports survives all of it. They're able to keep everything intact, which is good. It's how they're able to actually get their strats off the ground, which they were really never able to do on the previous map. I talked about it. They've already got one player on the drone taking out Redick. All they need to worry about is D-Son, who's behind the case. A little bit of damage to Dusty, who's now gone prone. There's your big player off the board. Can the Keratos get the job done? It can. Immediately traded out. Sadex does not have that LMG and its unlimited mag. And OSU, at the end of the scuffle, ends up on top.
Loss in Code Z. Now Code Z taken down to half his size. And a 2 versus 3. Ace not in control. Code Z trying to catch Servant off that pre-fire. Unsuccessful. A little bit more successful now, though. Onto Arno. And Drolos tagging down Servant just a little bit more. But Code Z is still one. And both of these players still have something in common, and that's that they don't have control of the diffuser. So, what can be done? Suppose he's still outside.
Reload.
He's been in this spot for a while. Yet OSU Scarlet aren't giving him a pick. Sherman denies that drone. Going for that swing. Just nothing yet.
I mean, you don't need to take these peaks. I mean, Code, you have 1 HP. Eventually will fall unless you're in a perfect engagement. Now here in Drolis, walk down the hallway. Banshee's gonna go off, but oh no, you've got the Meister behind you, but Drolis is able to hit the headshot, and now it's just a one-on-one to decide who goes in the lead.
Servant. There's a gap in that smoke, unfortunately. Drolis just did not place that well. Went too far, rolled a little bit too much. I don't know what the plan was there, but it didn't work.
I like the play, though. I do like the idea of putting that smoke there, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
you're right. Just a little bit too far. And unfortunately, another round that OC Esports are just inches away from taking ends up falling by the wayside. Now OSU on their defensive side have gone up 3 rounds in a row. They've taken the lead. They're going to go down to the basement. And so what's the adaptation from OC Esports going to be? We mentioned how they are not really a team that can make those very crazy changes that they need to when things are on the line. They'll stick to their guns, and that might be their downfall. But now their backs might be up against the wall here. OSU are in the making to go onto map point and potentially take the second map, putting us on match map. I don't know the terminology, but it'd be pretty scary for OC. They'd have to do the reverse sweep, and I don't know if they've got the longevity for that.
Longevity is probably the best word you could use for that, and probably the theme of this game. Who can just survive the longest? We already have our answer. It's the question of, can one of these teams who is not expected to survive this make us look like fools? Answer so far, not right at this moment. OC Esports down. Servan nearly losing his life. Just last round he was at half, but instead Arno is dead. Not the blow. No, I mean, Arno is a player that gets very aggressive, and obviously with that playstyle in mind, it can be hit or miss at times. And unfortunately, it's been a miss just a little bit on Chalet. Mustard is even having a worse series, unfortunately for him. Now 3 versus 5. TOSU Scarlet down 2 members on this defense, but we know TOSU, any round is winnable. Isan contesting Garage. Still going to be playing this aggressively. May come back to bite him as he's being pinched outside of Garage, but so far haven't been able to find him just yet.
Oh! With a Garage wall. Using the Zoto as a way to keep that distance and ensure you're not pushed every single which way. It's very good. Sadex got that angle through the actual garage door itself, but D-Sun spots the player, deals a good amount of damage, eventually is taken down, and now OC Esports, they've got the time, they've got Dusty. 14-6 leading the charge, potentially. And they need one more round to put themselves at max regulation and really test the audience, make us look like idiots. And I'm sure they definitely want to do that, want to make OSU a little bit scared.
50 seconds left, and OC Esports, they've stalled this one before. There is no C4 in hand for Reddick. That could be a very big piece of utility. Servan is relatively low, we'll say. Just a little bit low. Could use a little bit of extra HP, maybe. I don't know. I'm sure he'll do fine. Could succumb to his injuries, maybe, but not so sure. He's about...
Oh, he still could get the kill, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he can. That's Servan. That's a 2 versus 3 now. I'm really not sure. This pressure from Blue from Dusty could be a massive play, or it could fall.
Oh, no.
Servan is still 1. Reddick wins on his Sadex. We're witnessing the exact same round, V. Dusty back down Blue. He dies to a 1 HP Legion. It's just down to Kinnegod. 3 seconds left, and the case is going to have to go down. Servan will hide, but it'll actually allow the diffuser to go down because of it. Kinnegod, no rotation there. Servan will launch the impact. What? And it hits!
Attackers need to protect the diffuser.
97 miles per hour. Fastball straight to Kinnegod. And Servan, 12 kills to his name. 1 HP or none HP. He can do it all.
Put that man on the Mets. I, in the back of my mind, as he was exiting Blue.
No, the Pirates need a new closer, please. I swear.
I'm sure they do. But in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, you've got the 1 impact. You could exit it and throw it so that you don't relatively know the amount of HP he's on. Granted, he just took a fight, but it's a risk because if the player is gun up, you're essentially dead without putting any worthwhile effort into the fight. But given the amount of HP that Servan was on, that fight had to be perfect, and you don't want to risk that when you've got that impact. I think it's a smart play. With a lot of reward comes a lot of risk, and you know, putting a lot on like Servan in that decision. But OC Esports, 4v2, man. It was the exact same round. The basement, they lost it. And anytime you feel like you got a little bit of hope in them, it just gets smothered because OSU can fire back. I think on the defense versus the attack, they're able to take those gunfights when clearly OC just isn't ready for it.
Changing max. Activating.
Smoked.
Ouch. Arno, man. Not been great. Could be better for him in this series. Or rather in this map. We won't say the series. It's just not been easy. Serving outside. Mustard with the Ella shotgun somehow finds the range to win that. And that's immediately just 2 kills in the hands. 3 kills in the hands of OC. Or in the hands of OSU. Servant may find a 4th and... yeah. That's the TOSU that's been activated. This is kind of that TOSU where it's like, all right, we're running out now. We're peaking confidently. We're back.
We're doing this.
We're outside. Hitagod may actually lose this. He gets one.
Oh
As
my
pistol.
god.
This is hard. How is this so difficult for Hitagod? Just get off the angle, man! Go somewhere else!
You
Jeez.
act like he's got choices.
Dude, like, these people have children, man. Like, there's kids watching.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's rough.
Despite the way the map started, it ends pretty much the exact same way we thought it might, with it ending up in the pocket of OSU. And that beginning was definitely pretty scary given everything we saw in that first map. It seemed like OC may actually take it. I just think their attack cannot step up to the defense that OSU have. They've got so much confidence behind those guns. They can run around the map wherever they like at the beginning, find these spawn peaks, and it didn't have the effect that it had previously. Obviously, Arno trying to spawn peak like every single beginning of the round and getting shut down, but I just think they're too hot to stop. Their guns are too good. Their swagger too big. Please, OSU, they'll kill you.
Anyways.
Come on, it's silly, but it's
Please,
whatever.
Careful
All
your
right.
swagger. I'll kill you. I've seen that before. I don't know what happened. Did it? You know, they say not to look at a solar eclipse. My eye has been red, and I don't know why. I did not look at
It does not do that, Adam. A solar eclipse does not make your eye red. It burns the to your eye.
Okay.
If you looked at a solar eclipse, you would like know if you looked at it poorly. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna go get Adam's eyes checked. We'll see you after that.
I am here in the middle of nowhere. There is no there, it is cold
there, but I am safe and I am warm. Although it's hard, I know I gotta keep up. No time to let to drift away. I find my space, I spend my time down the rabbit hole again. And as I fall, I can feel the pain. You can't tell me where to go, so I don't know, I just go with the flow. I go with the flow. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above, just like below, and I don't know where I should go. 'Cause I'm stuck in limbo. I'm out of love, but I guess I deserved it. Trying to hide, to pass you by. I'm getting down, feeling fine. I'm light as air, no one can reach me. Lost in a dream, lost in between. Let's keep on flying, let's keep on breathing. I'm falling up, I'm falling down, from the sky and from the ground. Up above, just like below, and I don't know where I should go. 'Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in limbo. Cause I'm stuck in limbo.
Living in the same routine, like the seasons I'm on repeat. It's a long way down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NECC Legends Finals, where we had a good start turned disastrous finish for OC Esports in map number 2 of our series, where they went up 4-2 on Chalet. I want to say defense it was. And then immediately
their defense was good, and
Yep.
it was the attack that struggled.
lost them 5 rounds in a row.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. And going on to this third map, it's going to be Bank, and I cannot remember exactly which side. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. OSU start on the attack, interesting enough. So that was their choice to start on that, and they would start on the attack on Clubhouse as well. So I mean, we have seen how the defense for both of these teams really is the better part of it. So I do find it interesting that OSU would have relegated to start on the attack. But, I mean, it is Bank. Bank is a different map than Skyscraper or Chalet. You are given a little bit more room to breathe as the attack, and I think you can set up a lot better strategies, especially if you are as coordinated as that OSU team. So we'll have to see, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, a lot of question marks in this game. Bank is a OC Esports map pick. Is it an OC Esports map is the bigger question. Bank can be discernibly difficult to attack at times, and I think that with a team like OC Esports who have been struggling super hard, this could be difficult, especially because actually OC Esports are on defense on their map pick, which means that OSU Scarlet actually picked attack. Which, I mean, that's interesting. Again, a Thatcher ban. And listen, I wouldn't have a problem with this Thatcher ban if A, they banned Kate every game, and B, they did it every game. There are no map-specific bans on this team. There are seemingly no adaptability on this attack. And, well, we just witnessed them lose a ban phase and then lose 2 maps from that ban phase. My confidence in the stock of OC Esports has dramatically shifted downwards, unfortunately. And there's going to be a big amount of improvement that we're going to need to see from them on this map in order to try and recover, because a lot of lessons to take away from this from the series so far.
Yeah, I mean, Kaid on Bank is decent, especially because you're gonna allow those hashes. But I mean, with Maverick in play, with the EMPs as well, and there is the Kaid ban, I mean, you're still going to have Fenrir. You're still going to have Solus, Mira on that basement as well. And I don't know if we'll see any Azami. It's kind of just up to personal preference on that team. OSU, I think they've already realized that the Kaid Thatcher is going to get taken off the board, and I don't think that's really going to impede on any of their strategies, because they don't seem like the team to try to, you know, EMP wall, get it open very standard. It is that we're going to take you by surprise, get these flanks, set up the basics for a push, and then try to adapt along that, compared to OC Esports, who do put all of their stock into one thing. And I think they would actually benefit from something like a Thatcher at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that that's kind of been the thing that I've been saying too as well. I think you just said it perfectly. Like, just play somebody. You can use the Thatcher. As a matter of fact, the Thatcher would probably be good for you. Would have absolutely been great on I would say Chalet, but honestly they did fine without it. Definitely on Sky. I guess we'll find out on Bank.
Yeah. I mean, they've got the Monty running through dirt, and the Goyo is going to be there with the Kibas. So Kita's actually doesn't have the C4. The only one who has that is going to be Code. So there's no immediate threat to OSU. They could theoretically just drain out all of the smokes, all of the utility, and still try to push through dirt. Now, is that very time sensitive? Probably not, but it is something they could do, and they could eventually squeeze their way through. And I think it's something. Oh no, I thought Arno had pushed past, but no, just taking a little bit of damage, backed off. That's the second barrier gone. The second players like Deson and Mustard, who seem to be going for a different approach. I think that's probably a better usage of your time.
Time has been pretty efficiently utilized from OSU Scarlet, already inside of server with that Montaigne. Never mind, just gets knifed, I guess. Arno's dead. That's the Azami voice actor is very motivated. 4v2. He's on a Mustard. With the condiment boys, I guess. You know, Deson, like Dijon.
Yeah, I actually went to my fridge where I took a swig of cranberry juice from the carton.
Dude,
and,
I thought you were gonna say Mustard, dude. I was about to I was about to be so shocked. Sorry,
oh man, my throat is so parched. Let me just
yummy.
And I looked at it, and I looked at the Dijon mustard and was like, oh, it's like Dijon and mustard from, I've got the collegiate brain rot. Okay, my bad, Adam. I'll stop talking, you can carry on.
My wayward son. Let's see if there's peace when he got his gun. Gets to work. Or will his empty head be laid to rest? We have to wait and see. Key to God. 2 sprinting across, and well, it seems like Deson and Mustard may just have to cry no more. Oh! Jolas gets that kill onto Mustard, and that's OC Esports.
That is not a typical push into server. It kind of jam-packed their way through. Ended up getting split. Somehow the Monty got knifed, which it feels like something that shouldn't happen. And OSU end up once again losing the first round of the map. That has happened the last 2 maps, and they've been able to win both of them. Even when they started on the defense, they lost it. And OSU, you can say that the longer the map goes, the more they adapt, the better they get compared to OC, who kind of have the opposite issue, where they can't adapt. So far, OSU, they're sticking to their guns. They are not changing really a thing. And it is going to be that main Monty push up the red stairs, or at least I would assume, to try to take care of this upstairs
5
defense.
seconds to insertion.
We'll have to see if
Attackers' objective is to
the OSU
locate a
Scarlet can
bomb
find their way through the noise and confusion. It's a good echo drone, actually. I really like that. That's really good. I love that. Echo's one of my... that's cool. He's going to be able to get a glimpse of the illusion inside of Bobby. Finds the Monty already. God, this is such a cool echo! Oh my god, I'm actually learning so much. I've never seen this. This is so cool. Wow. Dusty claiming Servant. Servant, unfortunately, was soaring pretty high, but flew too high there. Skyscraper was his map. These two, a little bit more difficult. Key to God. Not a blind man inside of elevator. Finds a shutdown onto Mustard, and things have already gone from bad to worse for the OSU Scarlet. Key to God, he's taking this. He's a madman, though. He's just tucking an Arno fully outwards with his gun. Takes him down, and now starts to pressure over towards small desk, or over towards front desk. Am I dreaming right now? Are OSU Scarlet about to actually, like, find a way into this?
Maybe.
Am I
It was very odd engagement, because Kitagod, like, thought they were safe behind the corner. Okay, Arno. I mean, I'm not saying, like, OSU aren't in a position to do that, but it's the segment. Could give them a little bit of breathing room. Deson gets a little close to that engagement over in janitor closet. So much time on their side. Just sit back, wait for the defense to peek these angles, but Deson's gonna push up, take out the Okai, take out a piece of pivotal information. So far, we're at a little bit of a standstill here, Adam.
Reddick, Sadek's dead. Reddick's a man with a reason. Charade is the event of the season. Dusty getting Deson. Now 3 versus 2. Arno. He's very low. So getting a plant off might be actually difficult if 1 or 2 stray bullets go to his leg. But he's going to try anyway. Reddick taken down. A triple kill for Dusty. Absolutely not slowing down from Chalet. Arno fully extended, though. Doesn't down Dusty. Unfortunately, that P9 just does little to no damage. And, well, it's a great start. This is more than you can ask for OC Esports. 2 rounds on this bank defense is good, but it is bank defense. So how much of that can we accredit to that?
Yeah. Can't say their defense is significantly better than their attack, but difficult part of Siege is that you cannot just be good at one side. You've gotta at least be average on both to put up a little bit of a fight. And so far, OSU, if they're able to get 2, because that's what they did in the previous map, they can win so many more and still come away with it, despite the fact that they did not look as good on the attacking side going up against OC. And so I don't think it's about how many OC are able to put up on their defense. It's what they can do when they swap. Do they give themselves enough of a buffer so that their attack, which is not up to standard, can put them over the finish line? So comparatively, you do want, a 5-1, 6-0. That would be amazing as a player on OC Esports. Is that realistic? Depends on how Scarlet really do change things up. But I'm not too worried so far, but we'll have to see when those sides swap.
Defense is the better side. This map is large, and that means you can make a lot of plays, and Redick already making a play, taking down Dusty of all players. That's tons of utility and a very powerful and a very effective player gone right off the bat. Not great. Arno's already inside the site. Both of Azami's impacts are gone too, and Arno's actually gonna heal up. This is bad. Arno can just stay here forever with Diffuser and just heal up in this corner. And there is nothing at this moment they can really do about it. Sure, you can knife Arno now. I guess that would... I think it does more. I think you can, like, stun Arno and he unextends his shield or something. I don't know. Is that how Monty works now?
You get slowed. I don't think
that's what... Yeah, you're right.
Get staggered, you get slowed.
Yeah. I'm still haven't figured that out. But unfortunately, he can't because there's a cross. Mustard, name's Drolas, and everything is just falling apart now. OSU Scarlet, they get their round. And I'm wondering if this is already telltale signs of the beginning of the end. I know it's only one round, but whenever they get one round like that, that means something bad.
Yeah. I think, like I said, OSU, they get anything on their attack, it weighs a lot heavier on OC Esports' when they swap to the attack than anything that really happens on OSU's attack. This is where we start repeating sites, Adam. And we kind of set it to death with that. The change that needs to happen a lot of times from OC Esports doesn't. And OSU are able to do that. And clearly, change is needed for OSU. Going through that dirt tunnel is just not going to work. And now, they're going to have to change it. With that Monty, will that lead to an attack win? It's hard to say, given how good the defense for OC has been on this defense when they're able to actually get their pinches where they want it to.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
It's true. And I think that now with the shield being brought, pressure's on, and I think that OC Esports are going to have to start to make some moves. I've kind of been changing my, my view on how I want OC to play this game if they are to win it. I think getting aggressive and taking gunfights against TOSU Scarlet might actually be the best way of doing this, because so far whenever OC Esports have let OSU just walk into them, as they're going to do now, as a vault drop is imminent. Arno inside, but he's getting burnt alive, and Dusty takes down Redick. Hold on just a minute. Servant and Nissan haven't actually dropped as well, so at the very least, they won't be victims to that fire. But now, Kiddagon taken down. Arno has gotten so much control inside of Gold. He must be careful, as he has the diffuser. If OC Esports are able to read into that and figure out that Arno drops case inside of Gold, that could be bad. A double kill from Dusty. Absolutely precious kills from this Azami. Arno, Mustard, and Servin now dropping. Dusty will swing this, but he loses it to Servin. And now Arno with case can start to make his move. Possibly a vault through into lockers to get that plant down. Nobody from OC Esports would be able to stop it unless Kodzi gets a C4 through that wall. Is it soft or not? That is the question. It is not. Arno will get this plant off with no troubles. And now a 2 versus 3. Kodzi and Drolas. Mustard dead. Sermon's the only gun up at this moment. But he's doing just enough. It's a one-on-one. Arno has so much potential with the new Monty changes to win this. But Kodzi also has a C4. He rips it. Is it enough? It is! And Kodzi, a triple kill and a triple round gained. OC Esports get their third.
Bomb diffuser disabled by defenders.
Close, down to the wire. About one pistol shot and Codes would be sent to the grave. But they get it done and stave off a potential for OSU to tie things up just a little bit longer. And now they get to go to what seemed to be a better area. I mean, the CEO office kind of fell apart for OSU once they actually found themselves in a good position near that long desk area at the top of red stairs. They got stuck in a rut, and they tried to worm their way out by pushing through that left hallway, maybe angling down to the right where there was a shield, but could not get anything done. And I think that's going to be the adaptation that OSU needs, is what happens once you get to the specific area that you need. How are you going to push inside of that site? You see Arno swap from the Monty onto the Amaru, which, funny enough, indicates that you might be changing your strategy as a whole. Arno's getting the diffuser as well. So, okay, changing at the end, because I got very scared for a second, because my first thought was Arno's gonna zip inside the site and just go yeehaw, and that's scary, considering how the rushes for OSU have gone.
I mean, you wouldn't be too far off. I think it's kind of easy. Yeah, I'm sure you recognize it by now, but like the comp is pretty well set up for Windows. Got Deson and Reddick, who can really help with those throwables, as well as Arno. It is a rush. Like you said, they haven't worked, but maybe it's a change. Arno wins off that fight on the rappel. He killed the player inside a janitor closet. Are you kidding me? Yeah, he deserves that plant. What a fight win there from Arno, but Kita got a beautiful shot onto Deson. Oh, wow. OSU Scarlet get that plant down. Now, a 3 versus 4. Sometimes you just feel like you expect a rush, and then it hits you in the face. And then just all of a sudden, you're done. There's 3 players on these windows. Not a single damn run out is going to do a thing. 2 versus 4. Sadix and Kita God. They're going to have to say goodbye to this round, reset, and go to the next. OSU Scarlet, hold on, wait. 11 seconds. Sadix, you literally just looked at the diffuser. It's okay. Didn't seem like the round was winnable in the first place.
OSU, you don't expect the rush. I mean, I didn't expect the rush because you kind of swap off the Amaru, maybe go for a change, but clearly the aura of the rush was still there, and OSU get that 4-2 or at least make it so that a 4-2 is the highest that OC can get from the perspective of OC, which is very nice, because that's exactly where they were in the previous one. You just go root tootin' all the way to the ending of the map, in which you just go home with a nice little 3-0. Otherwise, you get a 3-3, which is just even better for OSU. I would not be surprised if they just do not take their foot off the gas pedal for the entire time, given how quickly they have gone for OC Esports throughout, and just how deadly they have been with that.
10 seconds to insertion.
Monty's dangerous, absolutely. And
5 seconds remaining.
I think switching up is definitely the move. I think that, once again, we're seeing the weaknesses of OC Esports starting to basically trump anything that OSU Scarlet are even doing. Like, yes, OSU Scarlet are playing pretty well, but I'd honestly argue that OC Esports are putting more pressure on themselves than TOSU Scarlet are. It's just because OC Esports are so stubborn. There's really no other way to put it. They've been bringing the same exact operators every single round. I think Codsy was on... I think they literally brought the exact same operator. Like, bar for bar. One drone through a bomb site, and you kind of realize that it's the same setup, and it's like, okay. We know exactly how to attack this because we've done it. Like, twice already. Well, we didn't succeed the first. Or wait. OSU Scarlet won on this site, right?
They did the first time. When we had an actual push, like we're seeing now, where Arno extends up the stairs. Ooh. Great little shot there. Servant's gone. Lion Scan's gonna be easier.
Whoa, whoa, why do you have your heart breach, Sergeant? He lived!
No, what?
I don't want the money anymore, dude. I don't want it.
We're gonna take a quick break. Oh my god. Oh no! No!
Yo. Okay. We recovered. Let's bring it back. 3v4. I'm a little shaken up, but that's okay. OC Esports are 3-2. God just found out that his hatch is reinforced. And now he realizes that he is stuck. And Reddick. Oh my god, if Reddick would hit onto the hatch. That'd be so funny, but seems not. Flashbangs. Over. Actually baiting the library, or baiting the spiral push as Reddick goes towards Marble. Inching up Marble stairs. Code Z is holding for Banana, not for Marble. Reddick now backing up. Indecisive. And Mustard's inside the site, so Reddick needs to go now. Deson has case. God spotted, but not taken down. You might just want to ignore this fight. Deson, at the very least, stays alive here with case. He doesn't win the fight, though. God wins instead. It's a 4 versus 2. Reddick finally shows up to claim Dusty. But unfortunately, doesn't read Code Z. Top Marble. Mustard is 1 HP. And he's got 15 seconds to find 3. It's simply not doable. OC Esports. They turn the tides, and that's something that we usually don't see them do. Once TOSU Scarlet get their start, that's it. But now we're starting to see some life.
You didn't mention it. Missed every shot of
Missed every shot on that Monty. Yeah.
No.
And then the Monty went and missed every shot.
Monty.
Yeah.
That was a
great.
bad round. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. That was a bad round for OSU. They were not in their element. They were not thriving. I just erase it. Go again. You're down 2 rounds where you were previously. You're on defense on bank. I think you get control of the situation. Despite the fact you're not bringing what is usually considered, like, strong on this site. You've got no Goyo. You've got no smoke. I don't think OSU really don't strike me as a team who would rely on things like that. They are pretty gun heavy. And a lot of these operators simply rely on their gun. Legion, Mozzie, and Tuberal aren't really going to do much in this situation. It's OSU, they're going to set themselves up to see if they can get in the prime spot to shut down OC Esports. We even have a shot at cracking that default plant spot.
Wondering if maybe this is just going to be that full top down. Not really sure. Seems like that's the setup for it. You have Dokubi Lion. He hunting down Arno, who's, I'd say, somewhat recovered. Hop out. I wouldn't be surprised. He actually has a free kill. I'm not sure if the line is looking here. Code Z. He's waiting for the reload. Waiting to listen for that sound cue. He's moving away. Starts to rappel in. Actually, we'll try and look for it, but oh, misreads it. Was able to call out this player over towards square. So Arno's gathering so much intel for his team right now, and it is absolutely vital to the success of TOSU Scarlet, as well as the fact that he's been misdroned. They don't know he's there. They do now! As Arno, he thought he had it, unfortunately. He thought he had the jump, but he's shut down instead. Wasted time and got intel, but that's all he's good for in this round.
Arno, ever since that first round, just kind of haven't gotten the same highs with those peaks, with the spawn peaks, those very aggressive roams. And I mean, I don't think it's gonna stop him, but it's good for OC Esports when they're able to get that initial engagement, get that first pick, and it doesn't always transfer over to that round when there have been oodles and oodles of rounds where OC have gotten that first pick and it hasn't amounted to anything. Sadex is gonna miss out on the kill to Reddick, but Deson is going to get down to at least one player falls. And so far, this first defense for OSU has kind of fallen by the wayside.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
2 dead. 1 nearly there. Just needs a little push. Been pretty slow for OSU Scarlet on this roam. But now with Mustard having himself a game after his Chalet that was, I'd say, lower than his usual average. He's been finding himself good on this anchor roll. Extended into server. Still alive. Backing away, but he's being looked at. Unfortunately, he just makes the wrong move, and Drolis is there to read it. 4 versus 2.
15 seconds remaining.
Suddenly goes from bad to worse. The plant hasn't gone down yet. Dusty has the diffuser, and he's starting to get that plant down. Servant has a C4. If he gets a C4 through, he may. He gets it over. Dusty! He died!
Has been dropped.
That's it!
Pick it up!
Plans to go down. Jolis is going for it now. Servant! He takes the one-on-one against Sadix and wins it. The last player's on the hatch. Jolis will get the plant down, but Kita God jumps. Oh, man. OC Esports are finally showing up on this bank, but that was nearly close to a catastrophic failure.
Oh my. OC almost had another basement on Chalet engagement, and the fact that like it almost went down that nobody picked up the diffuser. I think like 0.5 seconds more, OSU win. It is very scary the way that OC Esports likes to play around these engagements. But I think I said it at the beginning of round 2. It gets the job done. That is all that matters. And with OSU now being down 3 rounds, this is the biggest lead that OC Esports has had all night. The tempo's starting to really heat up. It's starting to get quicker and quicker, and OSU aren't exactly the ones setting that tempo. It's OC Esports who have been rolling with the punches. They have been ready to play, and it's not the massive round strength that we might have expected like we saw in Chalet. They're just keeping time with OSU.
5-2. Now is the largest lead against, I guess not lead, but the largest amount of round count that they've had against OSU Charlotte. 5-2.
Bomb has been located.
Actually, that's enough to combine both maps that they previously played in round count. 4 rounds on Chalet, 1 on Skyscraper, now 5 on Bank, and they're looking good. OSU Scarlet haven't found themselves on this Bank defense just yet. OC Esports quite the opposite. They're looking a lot more flexible here. And I'm liking it. Flourishing out, playing aggro, taking confidence in your roam clears. With Mustard on that Solus, that could put a thorn into this. As they're now going to dedicate an extra resource towards Arno. If they're roaming. I actually don't think there are. I think all 5 are actually upstairs.
I'm surprised. I feel like that's like the OSU standard.
Yeah.
That's what they bring to the table.
Mustard might have just rotated up.
Okay, Arno jumped out and is dead. So.
As my friend would say, time to ring some ears.
Wow. That was something. Great play. Doesn't work. The surprise of one. It attempted probably for the 15th time and has failed.
No, just do it one more time. It'll work then.
No, it'll
I
work
do
next
not-
time.
oh my
Ooh,
goodness.
yeah. Chop him. Slapped him down. Served him up some meat. Got some beef on that headshot platter. My goodness. My God. There's a lot of recoil on that gun. People overestimate it. Or underestimate it. Mustard. Ooh, he does get caught, but think about Nomad's recently, not recently, actually, in quite a long period of time ago. She got changed. Mustard now ready for this run out, though. Kita God takes down Servant, who I think was playing inside of Elevator. They have the ping on the run out. Deson giving information to Mustard on that run out, and that's a kill! But the Claymore is there. Unfortunately, the Solus did not scan if she was safe underneath of her. Kita God going down. Not sure how that happened. Now a 2 versus 2. 20 seconds left. No chance of recovery unless the round wants to be considered over. But with Reddick dead, they may not need to. Deson is in a 1 versus 2 against a Monty. And that is simply terrifying now.
10 seconds
Deson's
remaining.
hiding. Oh. Oh my God. There's one. The Monty. Oh my goodness, D-Son has done it. And Kita got fell. How did that happen?
Did you not
How?
see Kita got down?
No.
Over
No,
by
no,
the
no,
parking
he was-
garage?
Yeah, but how did he fall? Where can you fall from on that? Where? How do you fall there? There's no falling. There's nowhere to fall.
I don't know.
Everything is a rappel wall over there. What the heck? He died,
Yeah.
and again, another winnable OCE round is thrown away.
Protect your bombs
As
from being
is-
defused by attackers.
Oh, that seemed so. I feel like a broken record because I've said that like 4 times where I've been like, that was so winnable. It was so winnable. So, and just it doesn't. How? I'm frustrated, and it's impeding my ability to analyze because I can only see so many things happen over and
10
over
seconds
and
to
over
insertion.
and over again that I just get so
5 seconds to
irritated.
insertion.
Mustard impacted himself.
Attackers are moving out to locate
Where
the bomb
did he
and defuse
even
it.
impact?
Let's see what I can find.
Is it the door?
Maybe.
Yeah. It was the door because it's open.
I mean, he has 2 impacts.
He's got 0.
Oi! Wow, that's an angle. The heck? Dude, there's... How do you even notice that that's a foot?
Look,
I feel
sometimes
like that's
with
a
like
oddly-
siege players, you notice like a discoloration in a pixel, and it's like that's a head. I'll shoot
Right?
that.
Like, yeah, how do people... I've never been able to do that. That's like why
Specchio sensor on.
I just can't see people sometimes.
you gotta
and there's-
memorize every map by
Right?
hexadecimal code.
There's a guy that looks like a plant. It's like, alright. Yeah, that's a head.
Bomb has been located.
I knew that. Well, Dusty. Ooh! Getting ahead of Arno. And, Arno, miserable map 2 and 3 in terms of performance. Thankfully, OSU Scarlet aren't hurting too badly from it. So they managed to claim back a round.
Specchio sensor looking out.
Still, OC Esports holding on to that lead. Obviously, with OSU, the question sometimes isn't if they can hold on to that lead, it's how long they will until it inevitably crumbles. But TX, a promising kill onto Servant, but Reddick immediately with that trade. Dusty getting tagged up. OC now going for an execute. They're not used to going in fast, but they're starting to make it work. Mustard and Reddick are dead. It's just down to D-Son. Blinded, going for that drop. They may not have heard him. He denies the defuse. It is denied of his life. Seems like Bank may be the map, the turnaround for OC Esports as they immediately respond to TOSU Scarlet's map win. Or round win, excuse me.
Alright, so you get the 1. You've still got Clubhouse and Cafe to get through. It's going to start with OSU on the, I think on the attack as well. So things aren't all doom and gloom for OC. They do have something waiting around the horizon, which is getting these good leads
Bomb located by
and
attackers.
keeping on to that. Something that they weren't able to even start getting on Skyscraper, and something that just completely imploded on Chalet. But here it seems like they're able to follow through with it. All they have to do is attack what is kind of considered, if you're ignoring customs, the best site for the attack on all 3 sides that the defense are really going to go through throughout the course of a match. You bring that buck, Dusty,
5
who's
seconds
11 and
before
6,
insertion.
continuing the great game that he had in the previous map,
Attackers are moving
and
to
just
the bomb.
get on that top floor and work with it. Arno, 4 and 7, dog. I know spawn peeking is like in your blood. Don't do it.
Actually, I think it's a very interesting strategy Arno's playing here. Being the sacrificial player, trying to go for 1-for-1s and trying to kill an important player, considering he's only on Mozzie, so he doesn't have a lot of utility. So if he died, he wouldn't lose much. Wow. If a Ying died, or if a Hibana or a Lion, that could be a lot of utility lost.
I think
Figured it
you're
out.
failing to consider one thing. Arno hasn't gotten like any kills.
Oh. Well, that can't be helped.
Yeah.
That's his fault. But at the same time, whenever Arno makes these plays, there's a certain high risk, high reward mechanic to it. And we'll just leave it at that as we watch this play unfold. Servin, first kill. Mustard the second, and Arno the third. Line him up and drop him. And there's Arno making that play work. Unfortunately, his foot will be spotted, but just a little too much recoil. Arno goes for the re-swing, and that there is not the play. Drolos and Co. Z on opposite sides of the map, on opposite spectrums. One is indoors in the basement, one is on a roof. Now as Drolos makes his way down. This round from OSU Scarlet is very winnable, and it's probably the strongest round we've seen from them so far on this defense. Reddick finalizing code Z, and now Drolos is last. C4 ripped. I know where Drolos is. And the diffuser not in hand, not much he can really do.
All right, there's the one.
Wait.
Okay. I was like, surely there's not just one person that's like chilling and just not jumping out. Like everybody's jumping out. That's just how it happens. All right, 2 more rounds to go for OSU. We got to get things done on the basement. Got to get things done on CEO. And then we will get things done in overtime, of which then I feel like every preconception is just thrown out the window. And we're back to 0-0, getting ready to potentially end the night or potentially go on to map 4, and the reverse sweep will potentially be alive.
Yeah, the gap has gotten a lot smaller, even though OC Esports have looked really good. 2 rounds can easily turn into 1, can easily turn into overtime. Like you said, you have to be very careful. Be very mindful. OSU Scarlet will go upstairs. Keeping Mustard on that Solus, I think, is definitely the play here. I feel like it's starving of intel for OC Esports has made them lose a lot of time, which in turn kind of loses them space, which in turn gives OSU Scarlet a lot of room to wiggle around, thanks to the fact that the preset drones may be a lot more difficult to actually manage. Solus is getting nerfed soon, but at this very moment in time, she's a must-pick in, I'd say, about 80% of rounds on defense.
She's good. She's also fun. Like
Very
the P9, the P90, and the Impact are just like super fun to just zoom around and throw like peas as bullets at everyone. Which if you didn't know, the P90 very good if you hit your headshots. Otherwise, it is not going to be your friend. But so far, Mustard done a pretty good job. So far, is one of the highest players when it comes to KD, 8 and 7. And I think if you can keep that Monty at bay, along with everybody else, then that's really where your win condition lies. Because Monty is always going to be the spearhead. And keeping him away is always going to be your #1 priority.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Swapping mags.
Minutes gone by. No early gunfights taken as of yet. OC Esports 3 positioned outside square. One of them pressuring over towards stock, and the other 2 on rappel. It's a pretty simple lineup. One that could be, well, exploited. It's not the word I was going to say, but now it is. As Arno exploits the rappel. It's immediately traded, but that is the Ying gone, and that is, I'd say, probably all of your execute utility gone. You still have 2 smokes on the Monty, and you still have the Monty himself, but that is a rough loss here. And
Losing the Monty.
yeah, that's the noise I make whenever Monty is lost as well. Yeah, that's tough. That is rough losing the character I literally just said. And there's another one. Kid of God's dead. Ace is gone, and OC Esports once again are starting to toss away these rounds.
I don't know if they're tossing them away. I feel like that one you can't really, excuse me, label as quote-unquote thrown. Because I feel like they just didn't get anything done overall. Like, Arno it takes out the Ying overall, and the trade is there, but they didn't have any path forward. It's not like those previous rounds where execution is knocking on the door. And they've got the execution midway through and things fumble. That one is just OC Esports could not really get anything done with the Monty, didn't use him to push forward into, let's say, Janitor, down White Hallway. It was kind of useless in a manner. Like, just pick somebody with a gun if you're not going to use him to gain space, which is essentially his job, or to get those pinches that he's very, very good at. But now we're at the fabled match point. OSU, all they need to do is win one more defensive round, and funny enough, that's pretty difficult for them to do for what's considered one of the best sites on Bank, let alone the entire comp scene, for how difficult it is to get into that default plant spot. OSU haven't leaned into that. They still don't have that smoke, still don't have that go. You don't even have a Fenrir in this instance. All they really have to stop that plant is going to be the mirror, which is very good. But a lot of times, stacking everything you've got into that small little corner is the best situation for defense. But OSU, they've decided to simply lay off it.
Absence of shield in this round means that pretty much all of the util that OSU Scarlet have that's explosive can be utilized on that execute, and well, in a site like this, it's very important. I feel it's the exact same window every time too. It's like he switches it up. It's just the same one. It's so funny. He's dead. 6 and 10. Maybe a trade, lying in wait. Eat a god. Has his teammates nearby. Servant. He's found the timing on this. Has he? Yes, he has. One half of your hard breacher gone. It's just the buck left, and Servant gets away scot-free. That is a really good trade. Arno dead for Hibana, 100%. But that's Solus. Oh, Mustard nearly losing his life. He'll get healed back. He'll most likely get healed back up. But if they could have found that Solus, if they could have found that head, that could have been a game changer for this round.
Yeah, I think that's your path forward, which is something that isn't very clear, given how difficult this site is to attack. But you've still got to go through either the garage or server, and OSU aren't really telling which one. Like, they don't have any players in office. They're droning out with about a minute 15, and if they drop into the server and try to get things done there, you still got Mustard on the Solus and the C4 in the pocket of Deson. Time, despite the fact that the smoke and the Goyo aren't here, is still not your friend. And you have to take better care of it, and I think it's kind of being thrown to the side for OC Esports on this specific site.
34. As it has been. Soft breach available to open up these walls. They will do so. C4 on Deson, the only one in the round. He may look to already utilize it. Dusty. Now finally, wow! That is an oh so important fight to win. Dusty finally getting confident, but as he goes down, it's a 3 versus 2. Now a 3 versus 1. Servant has to salvage this. He's looking for Trollus. He can't find the head. It's a 3 versus 1, and it seems like it's unwinnable as all of the hatches are open thanks to the defense.
Defenders have eyes.
Servant has to somehow find a way into this. I don't know how he's going to do it. He can't. Sadex from the hatch above claims that kill. And OSU 2-1. There's a stain.
Ego's been hurt a little bit. They let it happen. And it's safe to say it wasn't from OSU not trying. They gave it their all. They did not have, you know, the silly rush plays like they saw in Chalet. They really did put their best. But I just think they relied a little bit too much what worked on Sky, what worked on Chalet, and the formula just did not translate on over to Bank.
Right, see if they can get it on map number 4, or if map number 5 is even a possibility. We said that they're going to need to survive in a best of 3, and they may just. We'll have to see, or no, sorry, in a best of 5. We'll have to see if they do. Map number 4 up next. We'll be back very shortly.
Fear the struggle to follow on. Need to focus to prove you're wrong. I'm not wrong. I know I'm holding on to this. Holding on. I know I'm. Oh, I know I'm holding on to this. Holding on. Don't let me repeat it. Don't let me repeat it. Cigarette ash, it looks like snow. When it falls in the wind, you know. And you, oh, you say you wanna dance. You're wary, you know, you'll end up in the wrong hands. And you're having fun. Why don't you show your friends? And you're having fun. What if it never ends? I'm lacking sincerity, but you don't care at all. This booze, this cigarette's trying to take me home. Falling in love just a million times, breaking it off, put the feeling on ice still. She's as cold as December. I swear I've seen you before, holding your shoes in your hands, running out that door. And you are nothing, but you say you wanna dance. lacking sincerity, but you don't care at all. This booze, this cigarette's trying to take me home. Falling in love just a million times, breaking it off with the feeling on I sail. She's as cold as December.
Welcome back to map number 4 of this Legends Finals between OSU and OC Esports. We have map number 4, which is Clubhouse, and then we have map number 5 after that, which is Cafe, if we get there. But that is the question of, are we going to get there? A very good showing there in the first map win from OC Esports may possibly send us there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get through another difficult map, and I think this one is less on the lines of something like Bank and will be in line with something like Chalet. Remember, this is OSU's pick, but OC Esports have decided to start on the defense, something that is pretty better than their attack, even though they did have a very good attack over on Bank and kind of showed OSU that they are here to play. They're not just going to lie down, get 3-0'd, get spawn peaked, teabagged, everything that we've seen from the beginning. And my thought process when it comes to OSU is, when will the spawn peaking stop? Like, if it doesn't produce results, especially when they go on their defense, I think it is really starting to hurt you. Like, Arno went it over and over and over and over again and got like 1, and essentially threw away a body in a majority of these rounds. And that is something that I think it cannot happen. It is simply too crucial. And I know that Mozzie doesn't, bring a lot of utility, but a body is too important at the end of the day with butt going down. And I think that's a little bit of a target ban, Adam, because there's only one man on the side of OC Esports who's consistently played Buck. And now that C8 is gone.
This is actually a something that they do quite often. They'll actually just end up
Really?
Yeah, they do. It's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not bad. I'm not a knower. I don't have ball knowledge.
Unfortunately, I've casted this team way too many times because they win a lot of collegiate stuff that I cast, I guess. I think they're good luck charm or something. I don't know. But yeah, they actually they did not win whenever I was casting them. They lost, but they're winning right now, technically. In terms of momentum, though, still on the sides of OC Esports potentially. Scarlet are not a team that get down very easily, though. And now that they're going on to Clubhouse, which is their map pick, after we saw what happened on Chalet, which was also happened to be OSU's map pick, OSU's map pick. Who knows? I mean, Clubhouse is very common, so.
Yeah, it's something. On and oh, okay. We had a little bit of a buffer. That's what happens when you're working off of collegiate internet as well.
10 seconds left.
Is everybody here like going through college? Because I think you are.
5 seconds left.
Yes.
Our producer is. I don't think our observer
Attackers are
is,
heading out
and
to
I'm
defuse
not.
the bomb.
So we got like the cool kids who don't have student loans, and then the losers who have to pay the government back $75,000 or some shit.
Yeah, but
Oh, my bad.
I'm
Attackers dropped the
just
diffuser. Attackers recovered the diffuser.
I'm gonna make ends meet by casting Rainbow Six. Servant is inside and Servant is dead. They have made their way in through dirt through that sledgehammer. Arno is dead. It's another failed rush from OSU. Mustard is still alive though, somehow. Inside the fender has made his way to AK. What? Not sure how he got that far, but he is actually in somewhat of a safe spot. But as I say that, an impact sailed right at him. And cool.
Cool. That was a round from OSU. I think we've got, is it one rush that was the second floor on bank that worked, and every single other rush attempt has failed horribly. I don't think I've seen one go really right for OSU
Attackers
besides
need to
that one.
locate and defuse bombs.
Yep. Not really sure why that is a continuous strategy that's brought out. I mean, it's not that it fails all the time, right? Like I think they got one successful one on the bank. I think that's one.
Yeah, that was the
window
grid
rush.
block.
Yeah.
Mm.
Arno hit a nasty shot on that repel to help that, but yeah, it's just not been an exactly easy game whenever it comes to that rush, and I think that OSU Scarlet should consider a different strategy, and I think that they are. The Monty being brought out for Mustard could potentially signal a Garage Raptors push. You have the Finka for the clear